Good morning, everyone. What an exciting day. I have my two winners of my 1001 and my scroll subscriber. I spoke to them yesterday, and they're both very excited about their sunflowers. So I have one who wants a flat middle, and I started making it yesterday. So a nice fresh flower for her. So that, I hope that's the middle you like. And that's, let's see here. My 1001 was Karen Santulis, and she's in New Hampshire, and Jody Johnson, she's in Michigan. So two people from the States won it. So I was so excited for them. And they were very happy to talk to me and stuff. They treated me like I was a star. I really, I thought that was very cute. Anyway, it started. Karen and Jody, I've started your sunflowers. I am working on my craft show right now. So it will be, you know, a couple weeks before you receive these. But hey, they're in my works, and yeah, and we're good. And congratulations. It was just, I was so excited. My husband was like, oh my God, that's, you know, that's pretty generous of you and all that. And I said, hey, you know, it's a milestone, really and truly, it really is. So I've made 1,000, and I'm up to 1,014 new friends. That's the way I see it. So on that note, we were working on the turquoise wreath, and we're going to finish the turquoise wreath today. I'm going to get you as far as possible with that because I want to touch base on the middle, because this middle is not like the purple one, okay? I'm going to be doing the original middle that I got from Julie's Wreath Boutique, who got from somebody else, this other lady. I can't remember her name. I wish I could, but anyway, I just looked up the ruffle, and this woman, she suggested to, you know, she had a link to this lady, and so I clicked on it, and this is how I figured it out, okay, so how to make it. So this is going to be my first time making it this way, as opposed to with the wired mesh. So anyway, I'm so excited for those people. There's also on the craft group, people are really struggling with bows. Bows are actually fairly easy, folks. I'm going to show you a way, you know, you can do it in your hand, all right? So I'm going to bring my camera down. We're going to start because we have a lot to cover. Okay, so as far as bows are concerned, you can cut your dovetail right away if you like. Okay, so I'm going to cut my dovetail right away. Always remember that, you know, you got to go on an upward motion, right, to your dovetail. So I'm just going to make a very small little bow here, okay? So like, I'm going to give it a 4-inch tail, all right? And I'm just going to scrunch that up like that, okay? Now, I'm going to give it a 3-inch bow, like a loop. So I squeeze it for it. Well, I need 6 inches actually to make it a 3-inch loop, okay? You get that? So now I'm going to measure my 3 inches again, or 6 inches, so that I can come back this way, okay? Now, if you like, you can keep going like this, okay? You can get a piece of cardboard, okay? And wrap this way. Just go flat, all right? And get a bunch of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So you got 3 on this side, you need 3 on this side. All right, so 1, 2, 3. 1 tail. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1 tail plus 1 tail. Okay, get it? So then I would cut it off here. All right. Now there's 2 ways of doing it. I would cut it off here from my other tail, right? And then I would scrunch this up in the middle. All right. Okay, like so. And then I'd start pulling out my bottoms inside. Okay. So that would be tied down. And I do the same here. This one up and this one down. Now I got a 3-loop bow. I don't want to commit to this bow because I don't have anywhere to put it right now. But, you know, you really got to play with it. And, you know, once you get that in there, you do one more loop, a half loop, right? Like maybe the size of your thumb. And you tie that off right there, right? Now you got your strand. And then when you come back, you open that up and you got, like, there's your bow. It's that simple. So there's that way, or the way that I was doing it just now, right? So I got 4 inches of tail, so I'm going to scrunch here, and then I'm going to go to 6, because I only want a 3-inch loop, right? I'm going to do it this way, right? I'm going to hang on to the middle, and I'm going to do a 6-inch again, and scrunch that, and I'm going to turn it around this way, okay? So that it's continually going this way. All right. So again, and again, right? So you could do it that way as well. Scrunch it. And then the last one, you do a half loop. No more the size of like 2 fingers, right? And your tail's going to be on the same side as your original tail, but that's okay. You kind of want that. It makes it a little easier to work with, right? So there you go. You got another bow. There's also this method. And then these are all methods for your hand. This is so easy. So you can just do it. How's that go? So this way. And then this way. I think it's like this. And then you scrunch down. And you have a bow. Or I think it's this way. I would say this way. Yeah, this way. Anyway, yeah, this one here is confusing me. So I use my bow maker, all right, and it's pretty easy as well. You know, you don't need a big bow maker like this. You know, this is just for your spool of ribbon. So let's pretend that was there. So like I said, you know, I've only got a 3-inch here, so a 4-inch tail. So then I would push this down and I twist it this way so that the bottom of my ribbon is always flat down, and then I come back this way. And then like I'm still working on the 3-inch bow here. And then when I go to this side, I twist it this way so that my ribbon is flat, okay? And the inside out is on the bottom. So then I just, again, at 3 inches, and just make it work. I mean, you start out with like, with a 2 loop, all right? Make your little loop like this. As this is twisted properly, you should have a nice little loop here. But of course mine twisted on the way in, so. And folks, I caught a cold. How did that happen? Well, I have a little grandson over the weekend. And now here's how it went. My daughter was saying, oh, you know, you went to Jamaica, you were on a plane. No, I was home 8 days, and then I started getting symptoms 5 days after I got to my doctor. Okay. Okay, so here, you see, I've got a little loop, I got 2 small loops, and I've got this long one where I would cut off. I would take it off my bow maker. I messed that one up. And then I would, you know, zip tie that. And that's it, folks. It's that simple. This little guy gets up, it gets, you know, twisted up so that it's, because it's smaller than the other ones, right? Maybe I should do a whole, I would suggest, you know, because I don't use bows that much, I don't do, you know, those types of wreaths. Well, I've just started doing, you know, grapevine wreaths and stuff. So, you know, my bow making is getting better. But I would suggest that anyone who's interested in watching someone who makes really nice bows, it's Rhonda on Higgy Ann. She's on Facebook. She does a video every night of the week. She's, yeah, she's really good. She's a real good florist. All right. So I would suggest that you guys take a look at her, and she's really good. I like her. Anyway, we're going to continue this turquoise wreath, and I'm going to show you where I'm at here. Okay. So here's the wreath, and I didn't want to put the last petal here. You know, I mean, this is self-explanatory, folks. I mean, you know, so I'm into my 4th row, and I don't normally go as far as 4, but in this case, I really want this turquoise to strike out, because this is what she wants, is this turquoise wreath. So I wanted to put the last petal in to show you. I'm going to put a couple of these petals in, and then we're going to stop it there, and then I'm going to show you how to do this ruffle, okay? Because I think that's a very important part, all right? So I'm going to take some of this stuff away, so I'm not going to spill anything. Okay, so I have this last, I thought this was important for you guys to see. This last, and I noticed that a lot with people on their flowers, okay? They're putting in their last petal, and they're leaving it on top of the petal that it's landing on. But no, you have to remember that your edges are always on the side, and your last petal, you got to tuck it into your last petal, or your first petal in this case. So, you know, so I just want to show you how to do the check. It's just a regular petal. I don't scrunch up on it as much because I don't need to. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. So I'll put it in lightly. This is where, you know how I was explaining to you about my petals being perfect and all of that. Well, once you get onto the mesh, things are different now. You have to make your adjustment on the mesh, okay? So I didn't commit my zip tie, but I am going to tuck this one underneath this one so that the edges of this one are on top of this one. Because I want all my edges to be on the same side, all right? Now, I'm going to tuck this in. My tips are good. I'm happy, and I'm just going to take that off. All right. So there we go. Now we've got all the check-in. This is so important right here that, you know, that last petal, make sure that last petal goes underneath the one previous, because you're always going to be off, okay? So now I'm into the turquoise, and I'm just going to put a couple petals in. This is self-explanatory, so you'll do the same thing. You'll come around and you'll finish off here, and you're going to tuck it underneath, okay? So I'm just going to do a petal here for you guys to see, and then we're going to get on this mesh thing, or this ruffle. Oh, I got this cold, awful thing. Anyway, so edges on the top, and then, you know, if you cut your mesh at, you know, 10 inches the way it is, then you shouldn't have any problem with this petal. You should get a perfect petal every time. So I scrunch about 1 inch on top from the bottom. Make sure everything's flat, and then tuck my little wings in. I'm still going to take the ends here and try and manipulate this a little bit before I put it on there. Because it's, oh, see what happened? This is it. With poly burlap, you play with it just a little too much, and away she goes. Okay, so I already have a fray, but I'm going to tuck this on. Okay, so now I'm going to come this way. I'm going to look at my petal because I know where I want it. So now I want this petal, all right? This petal, I'm going to take this up a little bit, I think. Okay, so this petal here has to meet my one back here, okay? So this one here is going here. This one here, no, these are meeting this one. So this one here is meeting the beige one behind it. Same with this one, meeting the cream one behind it, okay? So here's where I have to really put my two ends together like I usually do, and then tuck in my sides, okay? So that I get that petal, that perfect petal that I'm looking for. And it makes it very difficult here. It's very difficult to get it here. Unless I pre-make the petal, but then that's pretty good. There, my edges on the side, that's what's important to me. Okay. Everybody see that? Because I know I've got some sunshine coming in here. All right. So, okay. So it looks like I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 petals. But I am, look at what I'm doing right now. I'm overlapping. So I didn't overlap these. I just touched them. These started to overlap because I've got the exact same amount of petals. And here too, I've got the exact same amount of petals as I do back here, okay? So now I'm overlapping. And here as well, I'm going to keep the same amount of petals and I'm going to overlap and just keep overlapping. And then this is the effect that I'm going to get, okay? So I'm going to leave this wreath as it is right there, okay? And we're going to start on this mesh thing because I want to cover everything for you guys to see. And then I guess I'll do one more video for the final result. Okay, so here's what this lady does. She, I think she took 3 yards. So I'm going to take 3 yards. So I've got 28. That's 3. That's 1 yard. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So I hope I'm right on that. Okay, so now I'm going to get my craft mat here. Petals on the floor, which is not good, because that's where they begin to fray by not taking care of them, right, folks? Okay, so I'm just going to cut this because I really want that mesh to come apart, okay? I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to cut it in between those lines, all right? Just like a regular poly burlap or deco mesh, or I try and keep it between the lines. Now, here's what I gotta do fairly quickly. I don't want this burlap to come apart. So I'm gonna put a bead of glue on my last piece here. And I'm just gonna leave that like so that the glue comes apart into it, and it's not going to take the fray. So now I need to find the middle. All right, so you fold it, and you find that little one piece in the middle here that you're going to start pulling on, okay? So here's a good thing to use, is your ankle pliers, and you find your piece, all right? There you go, I got it. So be very careful with this because it can break, all right? So now that I've got my piece here, I don't want everything to fray here on me. I don't think I can burn this. So I'm going to just beat it with a little bit of glue. Ever so slightly, just enough to stop it from fraying. on my edge. Just ever so slightly. Because I don't want this big blob at the end either. So, all right. Okay, so now I start to pull on this. And, you know, you got to keep pulling, all right? You got to keep bringing your ruffle down. And be careful, you don't want to break this, all right? See, she's coming apart already on me. So, yeah, this is something a little different, folks. So just go slow. Even if it's coming apart here, that's okay. We'll get there. We're going down the middle, so we grab the middle strand here. So we're good. We're good. Just keep it in half so that, you know, you just keep making that ruffle. Cool, right? This is really neat. I love this. This finished product is just gorgeous. I think it's going to be beautiful in our turquoise wreath as well. Very awesome. Where am I at here? 21 minutes. Pretty good. I really want to show you guys this part. I mean, this is so... Look at that. So now I can start... Well, you know, I really need to finish it. It's really, really neat to do. So when I put this onto my mesh, I'm going to be putting it on like this. All right. I'm going to keep going. You really can't tell until you're right at the end here. But please, folks, you don't want to lose this little strand. You break this piece and we're done. We're just done. So we kind of got to go slow. Okay. So I'm going to just go slow. We have all day. I have all day. Do you have all day? Oh, it's so nice to be back doing my videos. And I'm so excited for those people about their flowers. I had such beautiful conversation with both of them yesterday. Yeah, it was just so cute. I watch you all the time. And oh, it was just, I'll tell you, they blew up my head pretty good. They did. They really did. It was very special. Yes, very, very special. So there you go. I made two brand new friends. I love that. Well, I guess they've been my friend all along, but because Jody's been watching me for a while, and I believe that Karen as well. Karen? Oh, she was telling me that she was going to she's telling all her friends, and I just, oh, she's so sweet. Oh, jeez. I love meeting people like that. I just love it. Look at that. So look at this nice little ruffle that's happening here from, you know, I like it better than the ribbon, okay? Because it's really taking shape on its own. The ribbon, I really had to, I would say that this part, I'm going to use like a rosette. I think I'm going to do a rosette on this because really and truly, check this out, folks. You know, if we just keep that bottom part, and you have to keep the bottom part on that mesh, right? Look at that. So, what we do in this case, all right, is we grab a piece of mesh, and I'm going to make a circle. I need a circle. Something to make a circle with. Oh, that's about right. Good old Lysol wipes. Whatever you can find, folks. Just whatever you can find to make your circle. Make yourself a disc. we're going to cut that off. Now, what I want to do here is I want to put my wire in right away because I don't want to have to deal with putting the wire through this later on. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take flower wire and I'm going to put that, you know, where I'm going to be putting that through on the wreath. So I'm prepared for everything before it happens, all right? Okay, so I can just lie that flat, leave it like that. So, yes, I'm getting ahead of myself. I still have to go to the end. Well, you know what? I'm almost there. Let's just continue until I get there. Because I don't want anything to, you know, have to mess this up. I want it to be perfect. I want my client to be happy. So there's no point in cutting corners here. So, because these two people are in the States, my car's coming out of my garage any minute, any day now. The salt is, as soon as they, you know, get a couple of days of rain, get the salt off the roads, then I don't drive my car in the winter because it's a sports car. I can't go anywhere with it in the winter. It's impossible. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't like the snow. However, yeah, it's, so as soon as I get my car out, I'm going to go across to the States and, I'm going to open up a mailbox. I'm going to have all my stuff, get delivered there. You know, when I order from the wreath shop and stuff, I'll save shipping and I'll save some custom charges as long as I'm only bringing over. If I make my orders under 200 bucks, then, you know, on a daily basis, I can go there, you know, once a week and go get, you know, what I need. So, and do my mailings. So, I think it's going to be more cost effective for myself and for my clients. Because, you know, I got a lot of people in the States that want sunflowers, but they can't get it to them because, you know, they don't want to pay the shipping. And I don't blame them. Since COVID, the shipping has gone over the roof. Makes no sense to me. Yes, we're using less gas. Why is it going up? That's why. Because we're not using enough. And those companies aren't making enough money. Right? Oh, yes, I'm on one of those sessions this morning. No, I'm not. I'm not going to allow that in my life. All right, so now I'm at the end here, and I don't know. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to keep pulling. See what goes on here. Because it hasn't come out the other end. So I'm at the end here. Oh, yes. So what is it doing? It's coming through. All right. Here it is. There's my string right here. Look at that. I just learned. See, you guys? So when I was pulling this on the end, my string came out. Okay. Here it is right here. Look at that. So now I've got this excess. So hopefully I can figure out what I can do with this little excess. So we're going to get it all ruffled up now that I can work both sides. All right. This is good. This is very good. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to take this end here. Okay. And I make sure that that is in there really good. I'm going to fold that in. I'm going to make a little rosette out of this. I'm going to start it as a rosette. All right. Okay. So, okay, where did my little disc go? To the floor, of course. Okay, so I'm going to use zip ties. Should I use zip ties? Yeah, I'm going to use zip ties. So I'm going to put my first zip tie into my mesh here, pretty much in the middle, all right? I'm going to use it right over top of my wire. I'm going to take that advantage. And I'm going to put it through, okay? Right where that string is, okay, that I pulled on, right? I'm going to use a couple pieces of mesh here. I want a couple loops because I really don't want this to come apart. So I'm going to go maybe 2 or 3 in. I don't want this to come apart at all. And I'm just going to attach this to the rosette here as much as possible in there on that first little doohickey. And I'm going to turn this into on the other side of my wire. I'm going to tie this off. Now, folks, am I doing this right? Good question. Well, first of all, my zip tie is upside down. So no. I believe this is how she did it. She may have used pipe cleaners or wire, but I don't know. I'm going to use the zip ties. I like my zip ties. I know I use a lot of zip ties, folks. But I'm got this, now I'm seeing what I'm doing. I just saw a fray here, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to tie this off and avoid it from fraying. I may need to put some glue on this. All right, so there's my first tie off. All right, I'll take this off at the end and the back here. Now, I really want this to ruffle up, so I think I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to just, right, and then tie off like this and just keep ruffling, okay? So I'm going to put another one here. So now I've got my wire here in the middle. I put my wire in the middle. It's up there in the middle. And I'm going to go and do it on the other side of the wire like I did on this one for my next one. So I guess it's best to just push your zip tie right through and grab what you can. Just remember how you're grabbing this too, because your zip tie has to come back this way. So I need to grab this in this way. I don't want anything to be even, right? I want a ruffle. So see, now if I tie this off, what's it gonna look like? Well, not bad. Is it what I want? No, I want a little bit more of this ruffle to go in there. I can't believe I got a cold. I never get colds. And it's not COVID. I tested myself. I've tested myself twice in the last 2 days or 4 days. And, you know, even with the 2-week quarantine, it didn't make any sense that it came from Jamaica. It just didn't. So I came from here. I came from home. Like, you know, and I came home and probably saw my kids and my grandkids, and there we go. That's life. I mean, I'm not going to begrudge anybody for that. Really, come on. Okay, So the one thing that's really bothering me right now is my wire, okay? So essentially, you just kind of gotta, I'm gonna come back this way with it because I really want this ruffle. So the next zip tie I'm gonna put in on the side here is I'm gonna go right here. And again, I'm gonna keep it close to my wire because I wanna get as much as I can in here. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 across in the middle and grab some of this stuff. So in this case, I'm folding it and I'm gonna grab both. I think this is what I need to do here. Let's see what happens. And folks, you know, I get a lot of questions about stuff and, you know, experiment. You know, they're going, well, I'm having trouble with my mesh and it's not burning right. Well, number one, first of all, always burn between the lines. You know, anything with fabric, you need to stay between the lines. Even look at this burlap is coming apart because, and it's got a seam on it. So now my seam is gone in the middle of this thing. So I have to create something so that I'm not going to lose it, right? So here we go. So now I've had 2 pieces and look at that nice ruffle that's going on here. So that's 1, 2. I'm going to go to the next closest area I can here. I'm going to fold it again. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, like this. I'm taking it and I'm folding it again this way. And then I put my zip tie underneath. So we got the zip tie. You just kind of, you know, folks, you got to look at your stuff. Look where you're at, what's looking like. I think I'm going to put one right there. So I'm going to put my zip tie underneath. So like I said, I want it to come across. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to grab another piece here on the way in. I want full coverage, all right? So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to do full coverage here, like I did with the my zip tie went backwards again. Well, Tudee doesn't make anything half butt. Half butt. No. It's right or it's not. You know, I don't like to have mistakes because I see them. And if I see mistakes, it's coming apart. I can't because it just drives me so crazy to see mistakes in my stuff. And then I'm seeing it and I'm like beside the customer and going, are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? So if you're anything like me, just take it apart. You do, because you'll sleep better. Seriously. Where are we at here? We're at 40 minutes, folks. Oh, my Lord. Okay, so I'm going to put this last zip tie in so that you guys have the idea how this is working. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is going to be gorgeous in that wreath. Oh, my Lord. Look at that. Okay. See? So now I still have a lot of burlap here that has to go in here, right? So I think I'm just going to keep going around with it because I'm liking the way that this one's working differently than the wired one. Totally different. So I think I'm just going to keep going around on my disc, okay? And make this rosette out of it. Yeah. And I just pinch every once in a while, okay? Grab a punch of it and then zip tie it. so that we end up like this. Isn't that beautiful, folks? That's going to be beautiful in that wreath. Let's take a look at that. Just kind of look. Oh, look at that. It's going to be gorgeous. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my. Okay. I'm going to end this video at 40 minutes. That's one of my longest videos, folks. But it's all my excitement, really and truly. So here's where we're at with the turquoise wreath. When I come back, I won't put my middle in yet. I'll put the middle in with you guys and finish it off because, you know, we did have some wasted time from the giveaways and everything. And welcome everyone to my channel. I hope I can help you guys. Feel free to ask questions. If we can't resolve an issue over texting, I'll do a video chat with you to help you out. So just send me a comment and, we can do that. So I would like to wish everyone a wonderful day, and I would like to congratulate my beautiful winners again, Karen Santopoulos and Tudee Johns. Congratulations, you guys. It was great to talk to you. And I'd like to bid everybody a beautiful day, and God bless to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day.